What's up, guys? Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz back again. We're gonna do red today in Heaven's Feel. Gonna keep on moving forward. I'm joined today again by Bret and Andy, and Brandon's on with us today. We promise he won't eat any chips into the mic this time. Um, but all right. So before we get into red, as always, I want to bring this up before every color, as people like looking at the analytics. People kind of jump around in our set reviews and sort of like watch the colors they want. But at the beginning, I just want to touch on these old cards again. We got the Clock Encores, the Azusa Akatsuki's, the Coin Flip, the Rin Anti-Change, Saber Musashi, Costless Sack Counter, some nice green cards down here, and then the Caster Climaxless Restand. Just some cards that we've seen pop up in other lists and stuff like that as people are messing with new cards and old cards together. So just wanted to touch on this before we jumped right into red. And speaking of red, let's just get right to it. Bret, you want to tell us about this Salter?
Okay, Ruthless King Knight Saber Altar. If you have tier less cards in your stock, she gets an additional 15. And on play, you can ditch one and pay one to search your deck for any Master Servant character, reveal, and put in the hand.
Card's broken. This is so dumb. This is an oversized and a drop searcher at the same time. For anything. Just anything. Search anything.
That's really good.
Yeah. Just like drop searchers can be like dead cards going, like if it's all you draw is your only zero going first. And this just nullifies that completely. It's not a master, so you can't clock encore it, but like, I don't know, it's going to have big power, and it's a drop searcher, so. I don't know.
That's spaghetti right there.
Yeah, it's pretty spaghetti. It's not as good as Invincible Hero Kokoro, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. This is just like, I don't know what else to say about it.
I still think it's an S tier.
I don't know if it's
I wouldn't go that far.
I think it's A+. That's where I'm at. I think it's very good. It's just a splashable.
A.
3,500 drop searcher seems like an S to me.
It's nice that it's red, because it gives you like a card that you can run that doesn't it lets you run like the 2/1 free fresh without dedicating much to red. Like you don't have to feel bad about running this if it's like one of your only red zeros.
Yeah, but if you think about it, I mean, really, this card is one of many reasons to run yellow-red Saber Shiro.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot more viable.
It just searches anything, like any card, like grab any
But
card.
the nice thing is, like, there's even Rins and Unlimited Blade Works too, that get boosts and buffs by having sabers in there.
Yeah,
so
this has Saber in its name, so yeah, A+, S's across the board. All right, moving on. Next card. Oh well, this one's a lot more confusing. In charge of
should did this.
Reen.
There's a lot of text.
So there's so much text. So during this card's battle, your opponent cannot play event cards from hand. So they can play normal backups, but not events. During your turn, it sits at 4K. All of your other Master or Servants get 500 power. The global 500 assist. It's also an Amagi for Master or Servant characters when you play a Climax. And also has Act Pay 1 sync a level 0 or lower character in your opponent's center stage. Just sync it to wait.
Card like seems very overstated.
There's just so much shit on this card. How do you evaluate this? It's like a Swiss Army knife.
Okay, here's what you do. You look at abilities. There's 5 effects, and you start picking them off and say which ones are useless. Right? That bottom effect isn't very good, I don't think.
It's
the Amagi effect and the global 500, I think, are pretty useful. Just consider this card's a 4K, and that second effect doesn't even exist. 4K is small as fuck anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, that's better than it just being a 2K on your
And
turn.
they can't play event cards. Like,
you can beat a 0 with this. Like,
decent.
If you go to 1 for, and it's a master, you can clock encore it.
My level 1 can beat a 0?
Yeah,
Whoa.
Some level 1s can't, dude.
This is the year we're living in.
Yeah. Some they're too big. All people run 4Ks like you. How are you supposed to beat them?
Yeah, well, you tie me with this.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. There's just so much shit on this card. It's like a Swiss Army knife of a card. I don't know what you put this in. Like
I think the important effects here are the Amagi and the Global 5,
everything else is a
and
bonus.
everything else is gravy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't let the rest of it blind you and make
It-
you think, "Wow, this card's
so-
busted." When in actuality, it's an Amagi.
The first effect is really spicy against Konosuba. Because it lets you build a stock before doing something on attack that you might want to do without getting fucking what is it? Cucked by seizure.
Yeah.
I think that effect starts to come into play at level 3 when your opponent might be wanting to money
Yeah,
counter
it's like,
you,
this is a
or
pretty good shitter. Like, you know.
go for like some sort of event to shut down, like you said, like a money counter or a seizure.
Yeah, you can't
Like you
money.
swing first with this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. They can still play normal backup, so you get like rest countered by like ReZero or shit. But
Here's the thing. Think about it this way. It gets rid of the ability of AOT players to gear on your turn.
oh, that's true. 4K.
No, that's during this card's battle. Aaron is like what, 45?
The
Yeah, but what if you play a
mobility
climax?
gears.
Yeah, you can't play the gear.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
still
that's
bigger
good.
than you.
No, you
Still bigger
can't.
than you.
Andy, climaxes and other things exist.
Okay, so does Aaron popping back to hand and not giving a fuck.
I guess that's true. You'd have to be at one. Yeah.
Now, Fate Stay Night does excel at getting to 1 first, with all the clock encoring it does. And this card emphasizes that with the sync ability on the bottom. It's assuming you're getting to 1 first.
Yeah, it lets you just.
But at the
clear
same
light.
time, I feel like, that's not always going to happen.
I don't know.
Someone just hits a good trigger, someone just crits you at level 0, and boom, you're there.
The fact that they can't play event cards on its battle is objectively good against AOT. Even if we
It's
theorize,
all right against AOT.
The fact that it says you can't play gear during this card's battle, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Sometimes people play gear just to like leave open lanes, dude. Even if all you wanted to do was crash this into something, sometimes AOT players could say, "I don't even want to let you crash, because I want to leave a body to reverse with Aaron next turn." And they gear away just so they leave a garbage body. Like they can't do that to this at all. It's pretty good. Like we can sit here and talk about all these situations where like, oh, it actually doesn't matter, but like it still makes them like think like a little bit more than just oh, do you get any value gear? Like, at least makes them do something.
I think it could also be true with Compass and Can't I?
Yeah, I can't Compass. But that's like money counter, basically. I consider Compass like just to be a shitty money counter. All right.
I think I'm ready to score it.
Yeah.
I think I'd give this bad girl, I think I'd give her an A.
B minus. I don't.
Kidding me? I'm the one who shit talks the whole time, and you guys give it a B.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm giving it an A just for versatility. I mean, there's so many different options you can do. If you're hitting 1 first, you can literally even just use its act ability, clear lanes, and swing big.
Yeah, this card's still great. It still has utility late game with the no event effect, utility early with the sync effect, and it's just an Amagi Global 5
You guys have some good points.
through the mid game.
I'm gonna bring it up to B. I just don't know where you find a place for this at all.
I think
Literally
Easily
probably
slots
run
in.
this at 2.
In
You run
what
this at
build
2.
though? Like you definitely don't run this in 8-bar or coin flip. So where do you play it? In like Shiro Rin, like Shiro Saber Rin?
You can run it in Masters. You can run it in Masters that
Yeah.
isn't 8-bar. You can run it
It's an
in
8-bar, yeah.
Rin Archer by itself.
why couldn't you run it in 8-bar? Do they just not have any other red?
You just don't have enough space. Yeah, you typically don't have enough red. The only red you're playing is enough to facilitate the 2-1 free fresh. In fact, most 8-bar decks run like 1 or 2 Rin anti-change backups, and then 4 of the free fresh, and that's their only red.
If I played Fate Stay Night, I'd run this card in my deck for the sheer fact that it's an Amagi that gives Global 5 and then has 3 other abilities my opponent has to say, "What's that do?" and pick up and read it.
I wouldn't want to spend stock on Amagi when I have Azusa in the deck. like Ilya or Sakura Azusa.
But Amagi's plus.
Amagi does plus, but you aren't running Stock Soul. You're running
Zeus
bars.
is not a plus. Idiot!
Stock Soul, like Amagi's a lot better when you have something like Stock Soul. Or like
Amagi combos very well with bar.
I guess you could just do it a lot, but then you're behind on stock. It depends if you need the plus or not. You don't have a mill problem, is what I'm trying to get to in 8-bar. Like, which is what Amagi like tries to solve. I don't know. It's still good. I just don't know where I'd put it.
Good card is good.
Alright, moving on. Andy, tell us about Archer.
Heroic Spirit Complex Past Archer. When you play him, you heal. Climax combo with the, what is this, a Stock Soul. When you attack with this, you have another weapon character, Rin. You can pay 1 and discard a weapon character or Rin. If you do, mill 6 and deal X damage to your opponent equal to the number of soul triggers on those cards.
Huh.
It's literally
Kind of
big
like
deal.
isn't this like the Asuna from Sword Art?
Sort of. It's more like the Hagami that we saw in yellow. Or not Hagami. Not Hagami. Fucking Misaki. Michelle. The Michelle Burner from Girls Band Party Volume 2.
Also, where is this? This card is going to get eroded. First of all, where is the effect supposed to come to? It says put a weapon character or character with Rin in its name into your waiting room. From where? From my hand? From my stage?
You may
It
pay the
doesn't
cost.
specify.
This is going to get
it's gonna
eroded.
become-
What do you mean?
It's going to be eroded, but I believe
It
it's
says
from
put one
stage.
weapon character or character with written in its card name into your waiting room.
Could be from stage.
What do you think, Bret? Like, you know the Japanese version of this card probably. What's the real effect?
Let's just check.
Who's the real archer?
You can just check Hotsy, right?
It's probably gonna be from hand to waiting room because
Yeah, I'm betting that too.
like it just makes no sense to do from the
No, I mean it could be Sack, dude. Let me double check here. Fate, Stay Night, Heaven's Feel.
I don't think the effect's good enough to be sack.
It's on hand. It's from hand, at least according.
Yeah, it's pay 1, discard a weapon character with written. That's what Hotsy says.
So the gay ball just from hand.
This is not that character.
Well, I
Got
think
him.
I think milling 6 and dealing X is better than like the Asuna that mills 13. I feel like you're
Mills
burning for a
weapon.
smaller amount of damage than like a potentially huge amount.
I
I think 6 is a good number.
I think this is worse than the Archer they have that's literally just a yo burner and doesn't need a climax combo.
I'd rather run Gil from coin flip.
Yeah, I don't like this mill 6 burn for number of soul triggers. It's either
Well, you're running
gonna-
a 2. You're running a 2 soul in your deck with it.
Yeah, but so you're even more likely to overburn in 6 cards.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your ratios.
Like Sal, like you run a lot of level 0s and 1s. Like for Fate deck,
Yeah, but you're milling 13 cards of that.
11.
11.
11.
I guess. I don't know. These are still way too spooky. At least the cost of this isn't terrible. On attack, pay 1, pitch a card. That's not bad. And it's a heal finisher. I love heal finishers. It's on Stock Soul. We love Stock Soul. It's definitely not like that bad. I just hate these like mill 6 coin flips in my end game. The last place I don't want to be able to predict my damage is like my finisher. I want exact damage modulation in my end game.
Well, you know what? You know where I'd really like this card is if you're playing a lot of early plays or something. Maybe in a deck with a lot of those. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say, but decks with a lot of early plays where you're really playing a lot to the field at level 2 and kind of run out of stock. It's just
Yeah,
super efficient at the end game because the stock soul gives you the stock for this ability.
maybe as some sort of
And even if you tap out completely for it, you can still dual field it. You know what I mean? Like you can still pay
Yeah.
4 stock and get double archer off.
I feel like this would be pretty good in a coin flip deck, but you need a plus-in combo to carry you through your mid-game, and your other climax combo is Gilgamesh at 2. Like, this would be super cool to pop off with at the top in coin flip, but, like, Gilgamesh is your top in coin flip. So, yeah, I don't know. It's, like, okay.
I think I'd give it a B. I'd give it a B+. I'd give it the plus for the fact that it's super stock efficient. I think if you're running a deck with a lot of it pays out a lot of stock throughout the game, probably at level 2 for some early plays, that this could be a good, finisher to put on top of that.
I really don't like these. The fact that it is stock soul, it's healing, and it's stock efficient is the only thing keeping me from putting it at C. I don't like these at all.
Well, yeah, the burn effect isn't super great, but it's the whole package. It's the
Like,
efficiency of it that makes it good.
The Asana is good because she's free. It's just ditch 2 cards. All Sal does is have cards. That's like their thing. They just don't have stock, and all they have is cards. My body is made out of cards. And fucking, it combos with the same climax as the level 1 Yuki. Like, so the burn is kind of whatever. You're expecting it to get canceled. Here, you're not expecting it to get canceled. You need to deal damage to win. And that's why I don't like it. Because in Sal, you're 2-turning your opponent. I don't think you're doing that in a deck where you'd run this.
I feel like it's a lot of me and Carmen talking.
Yeah, anybody else got any
What do you think,
opinions?
Brett and Brandon?
I think I stated what my opinion is. It's like it's nice. It's very good. It's a Fate suffers from not having enough viable finishers. This helps that. It helps it in a good way, but I still feel like that given the option, I'd rather deal my burn damage earlier at 2 and then sit and clutch out a finish after that.
Fate has climaxless good stuff too, like the Archer Yo burn. That's pretty good.
If it were up to me, I don't think I'd run this card probably, just because I don't like the uncertainty of hitting your stocks.
Yeah.
You might hit 0, you might hit 6. I don't like that.
But it is on attack and it is burn
That's a
damage.
good point. I agree with that. And that's why I think it would be only for specific builds. I don't think it's the optimal finisher in general for the series.
I mean, ideally, you're going to be hitting between 2 and 3 with this. It's not going to be like, you're going to be burning 5 or 6 consistently, because that would just be overkill. Again, it's all build dependent.
If you're running stock soul, obviously.
I agree with that. I think it's build dependent. I think it could really shine in certain builds, but
on
isn't for
average,
everything.
I think you should expect in 6 cards, if you're moderately compressed, to burn for 3.5, because you're running a stock soul.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like not as bad as last shot, I guess, for 1 less stock. So, and it does mill you. Maybe you can fix your deck with this. So, but yeah, I guess we've talked about this enough.
I think we're good enough to move on. Brandon, tell me about this lolly.
That's
Oh,
Rin.
boy.
Specialty.
We got cute chibi Rin here. It's petite Rin. It's a 2/2 that if you have 1 or less in Master Servants, it cannot be played from your hand. And when it becomes reversed in battle, put this card at the bottom of your deck. That's an interesting card.
2/2 10k without much drawback.
Yeah, at that level, having 1 or less cards shouldn't be an issue. You should be able to have something.
It's notable you can't clock encore this because it comes reversed and immediately goes to the bottom of the deck, even though it's a master. That would be spicy.
Well, you could clock on court, but it would whiff.
Yeah, it would.
Idiot.
You would take damage, then it would go to the bottom of your deck. I don't know. As a promo, I think this is fine. It's better than average. It's not as good as the Shiro we saw, the yellow one. That's probably the most useful one. I think the blue one's a backup. That's probably the best one. But I don't know. It's like a C+. Like, I don't know.
Is there anything else you can do with this card? Like, it just seems kind of bad. Just play this out.
Just a 2/2. Like, it's like an early play that can't get anti-changed, I guess. Is how you could think of it. Like, not unplayable.
Unplayable, but doesn't seem good enough to play either.
I mean, compared to that Lancer that me and Bret were gushing over last video, the green one that says you can't be burned,
Yeah.
this card kind of is shit.
Yeah, that has on.
I could either have a
95.
10k that goes to the bottom of my deck, or a 95 with hand encore that says you can't burn me. This
Yeah,
card
maybe
becomes
it's
a
just
lot
a
worse.
C. I don't know. I don't think it's garbage. And it has cute art. I'll stay at C.
Nah, I'm gonna give it a D. You're not gonna play this, but it's not bad either.
I was going to give it a D plus, but I'm going to give it a C minus because it's so cute.
There you go, Brandon.
I got it.
Fucking lolicon.
I mean, I like the art, but I honestly, just looking at the effects, I would rather spend an extra stock and run the 2/3 10k Berserker from Fate Zero. It has no drawbacks at all. It's just pay an extra stock.
Hmm.
But
All
it's
right.
still 2/3 10k 2 soul. So it's
Yeah, just doesn't have any drawbacks. All right, let's move on. You, Bret.
okay. Variety Fighting Styles Archer. It's a 1/0 back, 1000 power backup, and on play, if you have a Master Servant character, you choose a character in battle and we get 1000 power to end a turn. This is literally the thing we were just talking about. We were trying to find one of these.
Yeah, costless 2k backup. So they do got one. It's a rare. That's funny. That's all I got.
All right.
It's cool they got them. I like. In English, some sets just don't got these, so I don't know. I can't give a 2k costless backup anything less than a B. Like, too important for sets to have that shit. Definitely playable. Just boring.
Definitely playable. Playable in Weapon, playable in Ren. There are builds that you can actually just run Shiro Archer. It's very obtuse to try and do, but you could do it. Red has a ton of salvage. We
Yeah.
can give it a B plus because again, we needed one.
Yeah. Just a costless 2k. Anything else, Andy? I'll take that as a no. You lost him.
This card's a B.
All
B
right.
for Barcher.
All right. Next. All right. Dreamt of a moment, Reen. This ability activates up to 1 time per turn. When you use an act, this card gets 1500 power until end of turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, if distance separating the two, which is this red stock soul, is in your climax area, you may put the top card of your deck into the waiting room. If that is a master or servant character, choose one level with a level equal to or less than your level +1 from your waiting room and put it on any position of your stage's rest. This is fake standby, boys. We got it. Fake standby. My favorite level 1 climax combo in red. They keep doing this. They're like so afraid of giving like standby
Isn't
triggers.
this
to
better than
deck.
standby? Wait, hold on. Isn't this like almost better than standby?
No, because you can
Like
trigger
you still get like the tempo
It's
bonus
not
of
better.
getting a +1 soul to your field, and then you still get a standby something.
It's
That's the
not.
thing, you can whiff with
It's
this.
not better.
No, it's not better because the strength of standby is that you can trigger standby and randomly win the game and be a sack lord. That's why standby is so good. Not because playing it from hand or any of its climax combos are amazing. It's because you can trigger it and just win the game. This like requires
I think
a lot
it's
more
still
thought
good.
process. I mean, yeah, it's fine. Getting the 2/2
I think
Lancer
really
out
good.
seems pretty good, and some sort of green-red like deck
The
that runs
biggest
this.
thing I don't like with standby is that when you play it, you don't get an extra soul. And this
'Cause
kind of like fixes that issue.
That's why you just never play standby. Just always trigger it. Big brain.
No,
You get
that's not how this works.
It's like you're playing 2 climaxes for the price of 1.
You get a free stock, you get standby,
This has to catch
you
reverse.
get
though.
1500 power.
You have to.
Okay, so's everything. Everything
Andy,
has
it's
to
a
catch
10.
reverse.
It's a 106k of a stock soul
Okay,
in English.
and There's not much in English. I don't think there's much difference between a 6K and a 7K at level 1. Hell, what's the card in Bunny Girl, the 5500 that catches reverse? We gave that card an S.
I guess. I don't know. This is like, for it to plus you can only field 2 of this, and you can't have a back row. So in reality, if you're playing this the way that you should, which is alongside Shiro Clock Encore, because it's a master, you clock yourself to 1 first by abusing Shiro Clock Encore. You play one of these and get like 1 thing to your back row, and you only get a +1. You can't field more than 1 of this. That's the biggest thing I don't like about it.
That's a good point. There's kind of some negative synergy with the Clock Encore.
Because I think that's the coolest thing about it.
And it clogs in multiples.
Yeah.
Maybe in more aggressive builds, in like a Soul Rushy build. Hey, maybe in Coin Flip or something.
No,
you know?
you don't run any level 1s in Coin Flip anymore. Level 1s are banned, canceled.
I mean, I guess you'd have to run level 2s.
Yeah, you only run level 0s and level 2s and 3s. You don't run a single level 1.
I mean, I don't know.
Galactic
Seems like it
Brain.
could work.
I don't know. I mean, if you play this climax combo, you can go right into the Petite Rin with this.
Yeah. This card is
Oh,
spoilers.
the good archer.
This card is just
we
massive
will-
spoilers. Big spoilers on this card. Thanks, Bushiroad. You spoiled everything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like these fake standby bullshit. The one in Alicization is better because it's on a 1K one. I think it's on a gate. This is like on Stock Soul, only goes to 6K. And you have to act, which means like you have to brainstorm the turn. Oh, that's terrible. You have to act.
Oh yeah, I guess you don't always get the 6K.
That's fine on defense because if you're playing this weird standby shit, you're definitely playing like the backup we just saw, right? So like that's fine, but like how are you supposed to get power out of it on your turn? That's pretty rough. Yeah, now that I noticed that, I'm just gonna give it a C. I like the idea of the card, but like,
I'm gonna give it a C+ because I think it has potential.
Well, I feel bad putting my grading on here now.
well, why do you think it's so strong, Brandon? Red pill us.
It's literally 2 climaxes for 1. You get your stock and you get your standby. It's like, it just seems really powerful.
Pretty
It
good
is
when that
double
happens.
value, yeah.
I would kill to have this in like Aprilia.
You'd kill to have anything in Prelia, jeez.
Yeah,
You'd kill to have a good card in that deck.
maybe you should just play literally anything except what the.
Brandon, just fucking play it. It's Prelia, but it's good.
All right, yeah, let's move on.
Okay, we got Black Shadow. 1/1 is a assist. Assist that gives an ability. When this card becomes reversed in battle, if you have less cards in your stock than your opponent, you can put that character into your stock. Huh. There's a
Very
marker under
favorable.
this card, and your level is 2 or higher. This gets the ability, pay 1, put this in your waiting room. Choose this level 3 Saber, and put it on any position.
So, Bret, how does this get a marker again? I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, you forgot to do this again, but
Oh, the
basically that level
2/1.
2 Saber,
Yeah, the 2/1. Yeah.
when it becomes reversed, you can take it, put it underneath Black Shadow as a marker.
Yeah, let me grab the Saber. I'll just copy it and put it on this slide real quick. It's the stock bomb, right? The anti-early play stock bomb?
That's the rare.
Yeah, okay. Grab
See, you
it.
can tell that this isn't Saber's route of the game because this is Evil Saber over here.
It's just still Sakura's route, dude.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You know, Soccer and Run of the Stars. Saber gets the shaft.
All right, there it is. I've added it. I've done it.
job.
Yeah. This is an early play stock bomb. When this becomes reversed, you get to marker Black Shadow. Oh, this is super flavorful. Now that I see it all laid out, okay, so the Black Shadow eats the Saber and spits out Salter. Oh,
Sounds like a sounds like a spoiler.
spoilers.
Yeah, good job.
Thanks, Carmen, for ruining the fucking show for me.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
I haven't
Yeah.
even started Heaven's Feel.
That's
The-
your fault. You said you wanted to watch it. You
You
never
need-
did.
I wanted to wait for all the movies to come out. I don't want to watch half a fucking movie.
We can
Those
watch
2
2/3
out
of
of
the movie
3, so.
next time I see you.
Yeah. You can watch 2/3 of it. I don't know. The coolest part about this card is that it turns your things that die into stock charging. If your opponent is playing some sort of big stock deck like Konosuba. But like, I don't know, a 1/1 card that effectively says this does nothing but let you maybe early play the Salter.
That
That's a lot of
Salter,
cards.
that Salter, that's super nice.
Yeah, I would rather, but hear me out. I would rather play that combo that we just looked at and try to get a reverse on someone's piece of garbage that they left out there hanging for me at level 2 to get the Saber Altar out, than play this entire package. Like, this is... They just need to print a standby for Fate. They need to stop doing this stuff where we're afraid to print standby. If you were afraid to print standby, then why'd you make it in the first place? Like, just keep throwing it out there. Just live with your decision. This is the life you chose. That's all I got.
I don't know how to evaluate this. I feel like
That's-
the whole combo, like if you get the whole thing off,
It's a lot of stock, man. You
pretty
gotta,
interesting. But
you
but the
gotta,
Black Shadow gets you stock back.
you gotta pay 3 overall, because if you have both of these things out, the Salter doesn't go to stock when it gets reversed. It goes underneath the Black Shadow. So you have to pay 3 overall to get the Salter out.
Okay, so I've ran the tests, and this is what I've come up with. This is I think my opinion on it is that I think each of these 3 cards is individually pretty good on their own, but I think the sum of the whole is less than its parts. I think the 2/1 level reverse Saber on its own is good. I think the Black Shadow has its perks on its own, and the overwhelming strength Saber Altar gets pretty big and has a couple useful abilities. But trying to jam all these cards in the same deck seems a bit much.
The Salter just seems dumb to me. That card seems so good. A Stock Bomb's kind of whatever. I think this Black Shadow is actually garbage. Pay 1 so that when I neg on my field because I couldn't beat over my opponent's field, I get a stock.
I don't know. That overwhelming strength Saber Altar only seems good if you can early play it, though. If you're not doing the whole combo and you're just playing that at level 3, it seems kind of weak.
It's giving your opponent, the character facing it, -1 soul.
That can be a good thing half the time.
I mean, it's a pretty good third lane against, like, with Ryder. Because you're probably running
Means-
some all red splash anyway. For the free
I mean,
play.
And
You're
you're
also
not really
sitting at-
playing this because you're not playing a yellow Saber at level 2.
Yeah. I
Sitting at
still think it's fine
12-5
to
on the
hard
full
play
board,
it.
though.
12-5 on
Cares?
a full... What? It's so big. It's got Liz Zombie, dude.
That only matters if you get it at level 2. If you're going into the kill turn and you're like, oh, I have a 12/5. I don't give a shit.
This
It'll
isn't a
just burn you
card.
to death.
This isn't a card you play in a kill deck. It's a sustain deck. Everything we've seen in Fate is not like we've seen like one burner. This entire
Yeah, but
set
why
is
wouldn't
sustain.
why wouldn't I just play a third rider at that point?
Because Ryder costs a lot of stock to do the combo. She doesn't work unless you pay 2, ditch 1 on attack.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this combo. I think it's just trying to do too much. It stretches itself too thin.
This card overall, though, I'm gonna
All
give
of
it
these
F+.
cards could be good as one-ofs in your deck, but to get the combo off, you need to run these as multiples
I
of.
disagree. I think this Black Shadow's garbage. I hate
Black
this card.
Shadow is also completely off trait. There's no searching for it at all.
Yeah, you
unless
can't.
you're
Yeah.
unless you're searching for color, and
I
I don't
was
even
gonna
think
get to
there's
that, yeah.
search for red.
You beat me to the punch. Yeah, being completely off trait just makes it even worse. Pay
Mhm.
1 to effectively do fucking nothing but turn my negs into stock, maybe. But if I'm doing worse than my opponent, like, ugh. big hate.
I don't. It's not very good, but I don't think I can give it the F. I think there's some potential.
Here's the thing. You're sitting on this. You're sitting on. If you're gonna run this, even just to like tech it in, you're sitting at least 6 cards to run the engine, and it's just bad. It's not
way too many
viable
cards.
unless you're running salvage. Unless you're running salvage, unless you're running comebacks.
Comebacks. Doors.
The hell's a comeback? We don't say that around these parts.
Doors.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with doors. Whatever.
Gate.
Me and Connor can sit and have this discussion all you want.
I can't wait to play against Connor, and he keeps trying to insist that he's playing his 1-0 zipper man instead.
You
of
tell
saying
Connor to
sticker
DM me. I'll
fingers.
tell him why he's wrong. I guess this card's an F. You guys are right.
In any case, I'm gonna give this an E just because like if you're running a Saber engine that utilizes this, you can use it, but it still all depends on salvage. It depends on salvage. It depends on any sort of recovery that you would have to splash in to support it, but it can be done, and you can still get the Salter out at 2, and probably relatively consistently, since you're going. Depending on what you're playing, your opponent is. If you're running Fate, if you're running this, your opponent almost always is going to have more stock than you.
Yeah.
Unless you're running 8-bar. In which case, this has a place.
I'm just thinking, I see Bret putting these E's, and it makes me think that I want to refactor all our slideshows to have a Sonic Adventure 2 battle type, like, graphic, where you get the E rank. Yeah, ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
That's all I could think about right now.
Adventure 2 battle.
Next card.
Next card, anyway.
Who's this?
This
Is
is
me?
me, right?
You?
No,
Yeah.
no, it's you.
Is it me?
It's
Brandon,
Brandon.
It's
Start with
Brandon.
me. Okay.
tell me about this pyramid face.
What?
We got. Wait, what?
Look at our face. It's a triangle. It's an upside down
Fuck
triangle.
you, dude. Fuck
All right, well,
you.
Here's my rating for the card. Next
Jesus.
card.
We got awkward face in here. She's a 2-1, I guess, level 3 hate. So.
She goes to 13.5. That's bigger than most of these go to.
Yeah. It seems sort of solid.
It's a master,
It's
so you
pretty
can
generic.
clock encore it. So you could it could kill an early play, then you could kill an early play again. That's a master.
But it doesn't sit at 13.5. It's only going to be
No,
13.5
yeah.
on swing.
Yeah, only on swing. It's fine, I guess. I've come around to these Slayers recently because I've been forced to run more of them. They're not as bad as I always think they are. But yeah, I agree with Brand. It's like a C+.
B- just because there aren't that many, level 3 Slayers in Fate, and we needed. You're going to hear me say this a lot as we do these. We needed a lot of stuff in Fate. We've been sitting since Unlimited Blade Works 2, and that was, I think, before Attack on Titan 2.
Yeah, so it's good to see a lot of these more modern tools show up.
I think these cards in general, these plus 6,000 against level 3s, they usually have like a more beneficial second effect too. Like I was playing against Roxas in her Guilty Crown deck today, and she had one of these in her deck, but it did something else too, I think.
Doesn't that one change? Doesn't it change into the big Inori? Isn't that what it does?
Yeah, it does something
Yeah.
else though. That's the point. Like this is like pretty vanilla. Like
And all
I
it
kinda wish
gets
did
from
something
it
else.
is all it gets from it is an additional 500 power, which like kind of
It's like
sucks.
not worth it necessarily. Gets the triangle minus for me for that.
That's a good point. All right.
Vanilla, but it does go to 13.5. Like a lot of these, level 3 hate cards normally go up to 12, maybe 12.5.
Yeah. So it is getting bigger than normal. That's notable. All
Actually,
right.
you don't even need to run this in a master deck.
Yeah, you can just
Doesn't
grab
the
Ren trade
level
stuff.
1 Rin
Yeah.
or that level 0 Rin give Encore to her itself?
Yeah, because it grabs Rin. It can give stuff to Rin characters. It works in both. So, all right, let's move on. We have a much more interesting card to talk about.
This is me.
Yep.
Yep, I've been waiting for this for so damn long. Since Unlimited Blade Works 2. Heroic Ren and Archer. When
Oh
on
my
play,
God.
if you have 5 or less cards in your deck, you return all cards into your waiting room into your deck, reshuffle, and draw. This is a functional reprint of the promo we never got.
This card is broken. Broken.
Can we give it an S though?
I think
Wait,
I can
wait.
give this an S.
Wait, you think it's that good?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is busted, Brandon. Like you haven't
It's
played.
like 5 or less. It
You
doesn't even matter.
Oh my God, Brandon. Like
Oh, there's a card like this in Aprilia that I refuse to run because it's almost the same thing and it's bad.
no, you're just.
All right,
bad.
hold on. Let's talk it out. Like, what's the card in Aprilia do? Let's talk it out.
The one in
Wait,
Aprilia.
isn't this the Big Bath one?
Big bath time Mew or something.
There's like several Big Bath Aprilia cards. I don't know.
Only 2.
There's like 2 of them.
What's the goddamn card do? Tell me.
Basically, it's a 2/1, I believe, and if you have, it's like 75, and if you have 5 or less cards in your deck when you play it, you refresh, which is basically what this is. All this does, in addition,
Is draw a
is
card.
draw
It
you.
all does
Okay,
in addition
drawing
to
a card.
pluses.
Okay. It's
Hold on, that
look at it this way. I have the Big Bath at Luvia's Mansion Mew. I have it up right now. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, when the number of cards in your deck is 5 or less, return all cards in your waiting room to your deck. If you do, shuffle your deck, choose one of your characters. That character gets 3,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So you could just choose Mew, and then Mew could sit at 10-5 into your opponent's next turn indefinitely plus. And it has Act 2.
Day 2, Rest 2, and
Jesus,
draw.
I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. That card's great, Brandon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should run that.
That card's dumb.
I've been I've been sitting with it in my Proya deck for a while.
Especially
and
as a
come in
1-0.
clutch.
That card can just like
Okay, well, hold on. I think Brandon's he hasn't like seen these type of effects. Because like they stopped printing.
because they stopped
refreshes
making
on
them because they're
characters.
broken. This like entire profile is completely broken.
So you've seen like a free fresh counter, right, Brandon? Like a backup that gives like 2,000 or 3,000 and then lets you refresh for free.
Yeah.
This is just a lot more efficient to play than those, I think, because it's like only one stock.
It's a useless card. You have to have 5 or less, or the card.
that
does
is
nothing.
so easy. That is
Well,
so
you like
easy to
brainstorm
do.
down to it, or you
You have
milled onto it somehow.
Azusas, dude. You have Azusas. You have the freaking Ilya and Sakura Akatsuki's to get you down to 5 cards. It's so easy to do. And in the
if you need to get through a
situation,
few cards in your deck to get to 5, you could do it.
So you're telling me now, I'm not just talking about Aprilia, I'm talking just card decks in general with brainstormers or whatever. And assuming you have access to this 2/1 refresh your stuff,
yeah.
you want to brainstorm the crap out of yourself just so you can play this. So you're
Yes,
gonna, like, burn
because it could literally win you the game. Refreshing, not taking damage, and having a more compressed deck going to your opponent's turn, not to mention that this card cantrips, is a game-winning play. You can win the game off that. Play this into triple cancel. Ah, I win, dude. Pretty good.
It doesn't sound like it.
I've been on the receiving end of this. I've done this to people. This is broken. It's so broken.
Just because you
I,
say
I remember the first time I played Madoka, and I used that Homura that lets you free fresh, and then does like nothing else, and I'm like, wow, this card's broken.
Yeah.
Now imagine that, but I get a draw card.
And it always draws you a climax because there's always a climax on top. Busted.
What, time regressor Homura?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one.
I mean, so what? You're saying it's good just because you don't have to take the refresh point?
100%.
I mean, that's the whole point of like a free fresh.
It's so
counter,
broken,
or,
dude.
Like
That-
a free
that
fresh anything.
This reads 2-1 heal 1. By the way, you also have a fully compressed deck again.
Again, if you don't have it, let's say this is like not your opening hand, but let's say it's like one of the first cards you draw, though. It's like this card's going to mean nothing for you.
Well, you probably clock it if you get it early, but it's a
guess.
good salvage target.
This is
later.
also just a 2-1 8K. That's like fine. That's like totally okay. That's fieldable. And it's a master and a servant.
Which means it's doubly able to be searched. Plus, it still gets not only Shira's Encore, but also gets Ren's Encore.
If I could run like 10 of this card, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd only
you
run
wouldn't.
6.
No, you wouldn't.
Only
You'd run like 2. You'd run 2, and that's
No,
it.
dude. I run a playset of this for sure. I think
Full
it's that
run
good.
playsets of this all the time. Every time I've seen a Fate deck, even if it's even going into
Pretty
the
much every topping list I've ever seen.
the
for
JP
Fate.
Weiss stuff, I've seen this or the promo.
Tom
sitting
played
at
4 of
counts.
it, dude.
Okay, I could see it as like a 3 of. I think it's good enough to be a 3 of, but a 4 of is a bit much. It's cloggy.
Nah, dude. Tom played 4 of it. It's broken. It
Who the
works.
hell's Tom?
He's right. Dude, I played at Nats in the finals. He's really good. He's the
Cloggy.
Fate master. It's not
Sounds
cloggy.
like he clogged.
He didn't clog. This card's broken. It's so good. Busted.
Stand by my rating.
Yeah, this card. This is S plus. Card's broken.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's busted. Brandon, you're just wrong. I'm sorry.
It gets a B for bad. By bad, I mean it's okay.
You need to put that Miyu in your deck.
No. Well, here's the thing. If you actually are comparing this card in Fate compared to the card in Aprilia, it actually sort of makes more sense to have it for this set than for Aprilia, just because in Aprilia, for whoever watches this and doesn't know, Aprilia, if you watch the video, the top end combo is about not triggering your level 2s and highers. So it's sort of like a dead card.
Oh,
in
because you don't
Aprilia.
want to play level 2 in the deck.
Yeah, less use in Aprilia, but in this deck it has slightly more use to it. It might be okay in this deck actually, but I couldn't.
Maybe it's just bad in Aprilia, but it's good everywhere else.
That's the
It's
thing.
good in Brillia,
With that
too.
with that Miyu, you're literally sitting. You don't run more than 2 of it. I've seen decks run literally only 1 of
but
it, and still.
I'm just saying he's doing to minimize your chance of hitting it. But a deck like this,
Just be
where
a
you're
good
not
player and don't hit it. It's very
No,
easy.
I agree with Brandon on that, but that's a different argument.
But a deck like this, where you're not worried about triggering the wrong cards on a top end super combo, it might be all right. But I'm still not a huge fan. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll be generous. I'll give it a B plus.
Double B.
We'll do that. We'll give it a B.
Maybe.
I hit that button.
I don't know. I just think there's a big reason why we don't see this printed anymore, and I think it's actually so broken. And this is the best one we've ever seen.
Actually, I have
Free
one
fresh-
other thing to add.
Refresh cantrip. Ugh.
Or
What,
maybe I'm just salty because I'm not able to run Aprilia. I don't know.
You can. It's very easy. You put
No,
the card
No,
in your
I just
deck.
said that my deck won't allow it. Maybe
You
that's why I
can.
like it,
You
because
can
I
do
wish I
it.
could.
Just don't be a bad player.
I'll tell that happen.
What do you want to say, Bret?
So basically, here's the thing. One other thing to add to this has Soul Trigger, meaning you can run it and trigger it off that level 3 archer we just saw.
Yeah.
Oh, broken.
Or in coin flip. I run 4 of this in coin flip. Busted. I don't know.
That was the last thing I wanted to add. We can move on now.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just a big reason to splash red in your deck, just to play this card.
I think this is also like the last big card I wanted to gush over in this review series.
Yeah, this card's dumb. All right, let's move on. I'll just keep fighting about it forever. Refresh
Who's
shill.
this?
I guess this is me, right? Overwhelming strength, Salter. You get 1,000 power for each of the other master servant characters, so she'll sit at 12-5. The character facing this gets -1 soul, and she has Liz Zombie, which means like she's the only character that if you don't have any other characters that are rested at the beginning of your encore, you can pay 1 and save this. And if you have other characters with hand encore, you can sequence it in such a way where you can save your whole field, based on the way like encore works. So. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. It's a big body, minus soul. Be a lot better if this set had standby. But
Yeah, it would be, but we don't.
this would be dumb if there was standby. This is like a broken standby target. But there's no standby. So I don't know. I'm sure we'll get some sort of Happy Halloween standby Fate promo. That's how Bushiroad rolls. That you could only get for attending this one event at the back corner underneath a table in a locked safe. That sounds like Bushiroad. Yeah, I'll give it. I'm gonna give it a B. If we had standby, it'd be an easy with standby easy A plus. It's just dumb, but we don't have standby.
I think with standby it's playable. I think without it's kind of shit. Sorry.
Wow,
Don't agree on this one.
Mr. I love defense hates defensive card.
Yeah, it doesn't heal. If this healed and gave -1 soul, I'd like it more. I'd like that a lot more than the zombie effect.
If it didn't
I don't
have
know.
zombie and had
I,
heal.
I feel if, or hey, give it the less power. If this had heal, zombie, -1 soul, I'd give it a B. I'd give it a B. But
Run this in red green. Because
I think this is only good if you change into it. Otherwise I think you're playing this on your kill turn and you're saying I'm not trying to kill you this turn. And at that point I'd rather play a third rider or like another healer or something.
Yeah, I guess this kind of competes with the Ilia healer. The Ilia healer is pretty good, even if you just hard play it at 3.
I just think like you can only really if you change into it like right when you hit level 2, that's incredible.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like the tools are there for that. That's my opinion on it. But I think if you could like standby or change or whatever into it right when you hit level 2, it could be pretty oppressive.
Yeah.
still think it's great in defense, especially since there's so many finishers that rely on reverse. If you're running this in red green, you have access to the 2-1 event command seal. I mentioned this last go around, but gives the servant an additional 45. So on a full board, that brings this functionally to 17.
Okay.
It's pretty beefy.
Yeah, it's pretty big. All right. Is that all it? That's all we got?
Yep.
All right. Next.
So, got
You, Andy.
straightforward sense of justice Rin. Little Red Riding Hood. During this card's battle, your opponent cannot use backups. This ability activates 1 time per turn. When you use an act ability, everybody gets 2,000 power.
That's pretty good.
Just some clarification here. The backup effect specifically refers to characters with a backup ability.
Yeah. So
Event cards with a counter are not backups. They're just counter
Event
event.
cards don't technically count as anything other than counters. If you're using it during the counter step, they're not
Yeah.
considered activated abilities for the sake of act triggers.
Mm-hmm. Backups are just basically character counters,
So
where event counters are event counters.
before we get into this, I think it's worth noting that some Japanese lists have been teching this in at 1, just to make their field unkillable. When they're doing their stalling. I don't know if that's a strategy that holds any merit when we don't have the 3/3 event, which is overheal. But that's something.
I think the Japanese meta is very standby heavy.
Yeah.
Focused on power the whole way through.
I don't think we
in
need
English
that,
this is not really good enough.
Hey, we might slow down to the point where it's necessary. It might be valid. It's still interesting.
It's still very interesting. Yeah.
You could you slam down a backup and your entire field pops up 2K.
Including this card if you back up on it. Including the card you back up on.
That's so wild. It's just an extra 2K to your whole field. Some crazy shit. But I don't know. There is anti-synergy with the Rider because Rider forces you to side attack. Can't play a backup.
It's a
on the
master.
side. Yeah, you can do it on the other lane, I guess, but Rider forces you to side, so she's gonna live no matter what. But I don't know. It's interesting, at least. It's cool. I'm gonna agree with Andy. I give it a C for cool.
I think what Carmen said is kind of a good point though. If the meta does slow down in English to the point where standby decks are very dominant, this could become a very good tech card.
Rin's on the card. Easy extra points. Cool plus.
Got that jewel trait.
Yeah. We love
for
it.
all the cards that actually use it.
Any reason you're going D, Brandon?
He wants to give her the D.
Damn.
I meant rating, a score. He doesn't think it's that good.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. Next.
All right. All right. And here we got the Shocked Expression Ren. That's a 0/500 that when placed on the stage, you may put the top 3 cards of your deck into the waiting room. And it has a bond with this archer.
The finisher.
Apple bonds to the finisher.
The crappy finisher that we decided was bad.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
It's
card-
just whatever.
It was
It's just
a finisher we
whatever.
didn't have.
Yeah. I don't know. I
I
guess.
don't like bonding your finisher off a mill 3. Mill 3 is an early game effect,
Well, you mill
bonding your
3 to
finisher's
put it in
late
your,
game.
You got a mill 3 to put it in your waiting room. Then
and
you
it's a
bond it.
0/500. This card sucks.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I'll give it a D. Just because it does plus you, I guess.
If
Like-
I ran Fate, and I would definitely run 4 of that Archer finisher, because I'm crazy, I would run 0 of this card.
Yeah, I think it's hard to run this card. This is like
MB
also
middle red.
there's also a really bad like in between cut of Rin. Her face looks kind of weird.
Well, good thing it's a bad card.
All right,
This
next.
this cut was I think like 5 frames or something.
All right, this is you, Bret.
Okay.
Ooh,
Standing by in the rain, Archer is a 0/1000 backup. And on attack, you can pay 1 to twin drive. And when you level up, it gets sent to the waiting room.
What the fuck? What the
It's a
fuck?
weird ass card.
What the
Look
fuck
at
is
his
this
expression.
card? I don't
His
know.
Sweat drooped on his face.
So I don't know whether this card is broken or whether this card is terrible.
I think this card is slightly good. I think that is that you can run as 4 of in your deck and not feel bad about
Twin drive is stupid.
it. It has like a beneficial effect when you're actually attacking with it, but you also just get a means you can run more of it.
It's worth noting that because
So you could run 3 or 4 of this easy if you just want to be a little bit more defensive with your backups.
because they don't have standby, the twin drive isn't as dumb. But like I don't know, just triggering gate with standby is pretty good. Or like gate with twin drive is pretty good.
I think the big important factor about twin drive is paying out climaxes.
Yeah, it helps you be consistent.
I don't think you run this in the bar build, but if you're running a build with no gold bars, I think
most other twin drives
You wanna
do
be kinda
something
tanky.
else though. A level 0 1k backup's like just a trolley card.
hey, it wins you a lane.
I don't think it's a useful card. I think it's a trolley card.
Your opponent's gonna say, "Oh, he has 2 of those in his
The
waiting room. I
zeros-
bet he's not gonna use another one." And then that's when you get
Well,
'em.
the zeros that I have in my hand, I want to field.
You can protect a 0 with it.
Yeah, but that's the same as just playing another 0.
Gives you an open lane. I don't know, I think the fact that it's like good to play and good to hold in your hand as a backup gives it a lot of utility. I think it makes it a little bit more playable. than it
I'm
might be
too
otherwise.
afraid to rate anything other than just a middle of the road C.
I think C. I think it is a niche card. I think C is where it falls.
You gonna be all right
What
there,
I-
Brandon?
No, I'm not okay.
Okay.
There we go. All right.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you guys. I'm sitting here thinking I think literally what the 3rd level 0 backup we've had in English, period. It's a salvage target. It's a archer. It can be searched out. It's servant. It's on trait. And it does do twin drive. I'm gonna give it a C+, borderline B-. Just because I do think it has some versatility. It's like the versatility of that level 1 Rin, but
Yeah, it's very
And-
toolboxy.
have to, other than the level up thing, which isn't really as important as you think, because when it dies, yeah, it clears the lane. You're in the middle of working on your compression. You're still going to be eating damage anyway,
He's
even on
500
sides.
power. He's gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
He's not living to
So-
level up.
So, I mean, the twin drive helps make up for that, and he's a backup. If you're sitting with one in hand because you already have other bodies on the board, Andy was right. It can help you win a lane.
Twin drive's dumb. That's my only opinion.
I mean, I think Brett's right. I mean, even just as like a one of, maybe it's good, because it's either a
Yeah.
twin drive or a backup. I mean, I could agree with that. I could see it be C plus.
This is an uncommon
I
slot.
would,
There's
I
not
would even give it a B minus. I'd just give it a straight B minus. I think it's definitely playable and a lot better than you might initially think.
I'm too
That
afraid.
middle ability is not a detriment because he's 500 power. He dies anyway.
and it's the uncommon slot. You literally won't have a hard time pulling this.
I guess I'm too scared to make it. Real talk, I'm too scared to like give a hard opinion about this card. I like Twin Drive, but I don't like level 0 backups.
This card seems like it's like equally shitty in every way. It's like it does nothing good. It's like it's a bunch of mediocre abilities that are all just bad.
You don't like Twin Drive? I think
Except
Twin
for
Drive's
Except for that one, or it does like a very poor job at like everything though. It's like, again, you'll get one attack out of this thing at most, not even.
Actually,
But you could also hold it in your hand and use it as a backup and not play it,
What,
or you could
1000?
play it and just
Most things when they're beating
help
you, they're
yourself
not-
run clean.
Wait, can
with
you
the Twin
clock
Drive.
encore this with the Rin clock encore?
yeah, you can
Okay.
clock encore with Rin.
With the
The
red
level
clock
up
on-
ability is not even a drawback anymore.
Yeah, you can clock encore it. The second it goes to the waiting room. Damn, broken. All right, let's just move on.
It's a cool card. I like it.
Who's this? Is this me? Is it me? Me.
Mm-hmm.
Decisive Judgment, Archer. 105k, auto memory. Put one master or servant character from your hand in the waiting room. When this card is put into your waiting room from the stage, if you have the 0 clock bomb we looked at 2 videos ago in your memory, you may pay that cost. If you do, choose an entrusted Shiro in your waiting room and put it on the position any stage as rested. What is
It's
that?
at level 2.
The level 2. Okay. Yeah.
Which
Oh,
level 2?
I
don't
remember
think
that
I was
now.
there for this video.
It's at level 2 that has the 1000 power for master servants, so it goes up to 10-5 on full board.
Yeah. Here it is. Okay, so it's just a 2-1-6-5 that gains 1,000. Okay.
And then it gets master, so it's on trait again.
Yeah.
I mean, looking just at that Shiro card, I mean, that Shiro card seems great. I don't know why you'd run the rest of these though. A clock bomb that stock bomb that goes to your memory when it dies.
Yeah, it's just good
Just
because
that's
it's
a stock bomb with free compression. That's good enough on its own. I wouldn't even run the rest of these.
Yeah. The best part about it is the card that just sends itself to memory for free. Free compression. I don't know. This is like fine if you want to run a bunch of shitty cards. Well, if you want to run one good card and two to three of shitty cards, I guess it's okay. So like D+.
I would just rather just run 4 of that clock bomb
bomb,
Shiro,
yeah.
and then none of the others.
Yeah.
Not type that twice. I'm gonna give it the same, just because between 1 and 2 there are still things I'd rather run. Plus, we
Yeah.
haven't gotten to the thing I actually would run at 2 from his.
All right. Anything else, Brandon? Or
Eat a chip if you give it a D.
Probably just D tier.
all right. Okay, let's move on to a more interesting card.
You got stellar offense and defense, Saber Alter. This card gets 1,000 power for each of your back row characters, each of your
opponents. Yeah.
each of your opponent's back rows. And when you reverse your opponent, if you have Excalibur Morgan, deal damage to your opponent. And this looks like it combos with another Saber and another Excalibur.
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
Okay, let me.
Carmen, you want to do this?
Yeah, let me move this out of the way here. So, Bushiroad released a statement because in Japanese, this card is just called Excalibur.
They're both called
okay,
Excalibur.
It's not that it's called Excalibur. It's that
It's
the hiragana for it is the same, or something like that, right?
It's the literally the actual kanji name for this, as it translates in Japanese, going from even the official Fate lore is sort of promised victory. Excalibur and Excalibur Morgan, in regards to Type Moon Works, are referred to as the same thing, and then they
Yeah.
have basically a subset.
So it's like
What
it's
this
written.
does,
Yeah, it's like written sort of promise victory, but you say it Excalibur. So even though these have like Excalibur and Excalibur Morgan, they're the same card, quote unquote.
which is why that 00 Lancer from Fate Zero can also search this card Climax out.
Yeah, because it could search a card named Excalibur, so you can search.
So wait,
Excalibur
these are
Morgan.
both considered the same thing. You couldn't run both of these in the same deck?
No, you can.
Basically, you can run up to 4 copies in any combination. So it's up to 4. So you can run 2 Excaliburs, 2 Excalibur
And does the
Morgans,
Stellar
or-
Offense Saber Altar also combo with the yellow Excalibur?
Yes,
Yes.
that's the top blind stock.
That's the official ruling.
Excalibur.
Okay, and what other combos does either of these two climaxes have?
This 2/1 Saber.
The 2/1 Saber over there.
Which does what?
It's Saber, Noble Phantasm Unleashed. It's literally a 2/1 on play. You can pay 1, ditch 1. When it attacks, you can choose a card in your opponent's waiting room, plink it to memory, and it gets an additional 1,000 till end of turn.
It's fucking terrible.
Plinking to memory, you
What?
can choose anything. You can even choose Climax.
Yeah, you can send an opponent.
Oh, no, that okay, that's really good. Never mind.
Yeah.
I've been running this for ages. Whenever Bushiroad on their or Weiss on their Facebook was asking what's your favorite card and why, I gushed over that combo because I love the ability to literally destroy an opponent's strategy as you're playing.
Yeah.
I could really get behind this, just running a deck with like you don't have a level 3 combo, but you run both of these at level 2.
Which is exactly what I intend on doing.
Yeah,
That seems
it's
like it
really
could be
budget.
really good.
It's really budget. It's off gate. Like you can run gates and stock souls.
Dude, don't talk
Both-
about budget around me. I don't care if it's an
They're
uncommon.
both
That doesn't mean
uncommons.
it's
They're
not
both
good.
Climax commons.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's not good.
It swings at 10-5. That's fine. That's totally fine.
And deals a damage on reverse.
At
And it
2,
also combos with another card that gets rid of their climaxes.
can't get any change.
I mean,
Can't get any
like,
change.
like I've run this deck. Yeah, you've seen me run this yellow
Yeah.
Saber for a long time. I've used it to destroy last shot strategies. I've used it
Yeah,
to destroy. I've used it to destroy. Something at the
Remove your
warehouse.
opponent's
Twinkle Twinkle
climax for their
strategies.
combo. Like just put all your opponent's combo climaxes into memory. Then they can't kill you anymore.
They can't cancel anymore. You're burning them for 1, swinging for 2 souls.
Yeah, I think it's really nasty that not
Just run
only
4 of each of these, and then run
Even if
Excalibur
you're a-
Climax and like a Blue Gate or something.
even if your opponent is on a fresh deck, you swing with this. So you field like 2 Salters and 1 Saber. You swing with your 2 Salters first. You catch reverse. You ping off a climax, and then you put it in memory on attack. Even if they're on a fresh deck, that's so nasty. Like that's so rude.
The level 2 burn 1. Burn
Yeah.
1s are. This is just going to be consistent at 2.
Yeah,
I'm very intrigued by this.
I
Till
like this
Tuesday.
card. Yeah. If only we had locals this week. Damn Christmas.
I'm so off.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so off because it's like 3 weeks till I can actually
Yeah.
Even
run
Hey,
things
hey,
again.
hey, if this deck doesn't run any of the green stuff or it's budget, I could see myself making this. I think it.
You'll probably run Musashi's in this, which are $35 cards. I'd imagine.
Never mind then.
Yeah. Because, like, if you're going to run a level 3 and you don't have a climax put in, it's a really good card to run? Probably Musashi. Saber's a really good one. So.
You can even run those bounce sabers from earlier.
Or the archers.
Hey,
that,
Bret
like,
was saying it earlier though too. It's like
if you're running a lot of level 2s,
he
you can run
doesn't
the
think that
archer.
he didn't think that Fate had a ton of great finishers.
Yeah, this is pretty
Maybe
good.
don't run a finisher. Maybe just run 2 different things that are really good at level 2. I think there's a lot of potential here. If I played Fate, I would definitely mess around with this.
You could run this at 2, and you're running more level 2, so you have a heavier, like, higher level count naturally. So you could run the archer that Yo burns, and the Saber Musashi as your like level 3s. That's pretty good too, because the combo's free, and this is gonna live. This is massive. Like,
It's 95.
I mean, that's pretty big.
It's pretty standard for a 2-2.
The big problem is this.
No encore.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, this misses encore.
Still
But
good.
you probably have something that gives encore, right? Doesn't something give encore to servants?
No, it gives it to
No,
masters.
we like right now we still are missing that.
I'm gonna give it an A. I like it a lot. It's off gate, or maybe not a straight A. A minus. It's still like it has some issues, but it's a nasty card at only uncommon. I don't know. I just got
I
killed by
still
this
think
today.
it's like it's definitely kind of fringe, but like I think there's potential, but
It's a
I think
cool
it's
card.
definitely in the B range, for sure.
All right, let's
Hi,
keep moving.
Brandon.
All right. So here we got Beauty Feigning Innocence Ren. Level 0, 15. That for 2, when you level up, you may pay the cost. And if you do, choose Master Servant in your waiting room, return a hand, or rest her to choose your character and give it 1,000 power till end of turn.
I
It's
guess
like that card in Contai, but not as good.
I guess this is what you play to enable your level 1 act combo. What's it say? Oh my god, what did I just put in chat?
What happened to Andy? Your box is
These
gone.
box died.
Alright, there we go.
Seems kind of bad.
Yeah. No, I think this is what you run to activate your level 1 pseudo standby. Since you need to act. And you can put one of them to 7k. I think that's its real use. Just kind of sits there and gives you 1,000 power every turn. Activates your level 1 combo. I think that's about all it's got. So it's like niche minus. I don't know. Definitely not a great card.
I'd rather run loggerheads.
I don't know if my mic was on for this, but it's kind of like a worse version of that card from Contai.
Yeah.
It was there.
Did you hear me say that?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Still okay, I guess. There's a few cards in Fate that we've reviewed even today that have to deal with like acting on your turn mattering.
Yeah,
So-
that's why I said the level 1 combo, the pseudo standby.
Hate the fact that that's becoming such an important thing on so many cards nowadays. I mean, I get it, but I feel like that the game shouldn't be revolving around that and standby.
Yeah.
Around what?
Like just standby.
Running on act.
I think on act is interesting. I think it's an interesting ability. Forces
That's-
you to kind of like use brainstorms and stuff more than you might want to.
Thing, I feel like
I get
right
Bret's frustration. Like it is annoying to see the game really trend towards like nothing but like standby heavy field-based strategies. I guess they're trying to push back against that with choice now. To like sort of bring heavier combo back into the game. But I don't know. The standby
I don't know. I
revolution is
feel like
pretty
everything
annoying.
was just burn before, and everyone got all pissed off. And now they gave us exactly what we wanted, and now everyone's all pissed off.
Yeah,
think
that's how
the-
it
When will your
works.
thirst be quenched?
Never.
I think the intention of standby being included was literally just to speed up the game.
Standby is just
And but at the same time it doesn't, because a lot of the people running standby and running these tech heavy strategies literally just are denying the opponent the speed that they need to actually play.
Yeah, this is definitely a discussion for another video about like standby and like trends over time. But
In any case, yeah, I'd rather run Loggerheads, Archer, and Lancer over this. It's a promo from Unlimited Blade Works 2 that has on death salvage.
okay.
Does
Alright.
it also tap to give 1,000?
25. No, I think it literally just sits at 25 though, so it's actually a body.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But it's like a better salvage card, you think?
Yeah.
Oh no, it sits at 15 because it's on death. That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's just on death. Salvage something.
Live to die.
All right, let's keep moving. Who this?
Bret, I think.
Yeah, at me. Revealed face Saber altar. It's a 0/0/2500 that can't side attack, but on attack you choose another character and give it an additional level and an additional 1,000 until end turn.
That's fine, I guess.
It's a good one. It's good.
Yeah, see. Getting into the real kind of meh.
This is
Right now.
run into death. I'm never a fan of those. I mean, I like the, level buff, but it dies to bombs. It dies to bombs efficiently.
Yeah. Kind of
It
whatever.
can't be encored.
Yeah.
1,000 effect. Still think it just. Next.
Andy, everybody's roboting. Andy's roboting.
Say, was it just me that heard him like that? But
No, it's fine. It'll smooth over. Just give it a second.
Anything important? Don't worry.
There we go. He's back. All right, next. Battle Stance Archer. It's a vanilla. We won't waste time on this. Let's just give it. Everybody throw your D's on it. Let's move to the next card. All right.
Okay, let's Knight in Black clad Saber altar.
What's bad?
This card gets 500 power for each of your other master or servant characters. Rest one of your master or servant characters, she gets 1,000 power until end of the turn.
Boo. D+.
Hey, don't talk about the Saber like that.
She can do act stuff, I guess.
Act support, dude. Oh wait, you rest one of your other characters, but she's in the front row.
It says one of your master servants. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, big dumb.
Pretty interesting. She swings for 7k.
I don't like her
Straight
visor.
C just because it can get to 6, 7, 8.
How's she supposed to see with that on, man? Look at that.
I'll give it a C plus. I think the fact that it sits at a beefy power level for 1/0, and then it also lets you act for like act supports, like from the front row, without dedicating a back spot necessarily, is pretty decent.
Hey, I guess, but I don't like it. No, I get it. It has some act synergy, but I'm not a fan of any of these. Like, whatever.
Yeah, C minus. It can't be encored.
Yeah, it can't be encored.
Here's so
Oh no.
1/0.
Oh no.
1/0 6k/7k is good. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah.
Okay, next card.
Okay. Brandon.
here we got Ren, who's offering me protection. So this card's worded weird. It's a 1/0 45 encore. Put a character hand in the waiting room. Okay, and then you can an act ability to put a certain archer.
That's
I
the
don't know what
vanilla.
archer that is.
The vanilla, yeah. The vanilla we
Oh,
looked
this
at.
card's inherently battle ready, basically.
Yep.
Moggy's from hand.
It's him. He's here.
All right, well, if the card's still bad.
I don't think it's bad because it combos with a vanilla. I think it's bad because it's a 1/0 with 4,500.
With literally, if it literally did anything else other than just have encore.
You know what you could do? You could discard an archer, look at 4, get an archer, discard that archer, look at 4, get another archer.
He can loop. She can loop herself.
Mill
It's an
spam,
act
yeah.
ability. So anytime you draw an archer, you get to a Moggy if this sits in your back row.
You know me, I'm a big Una fan from Sword
Or
Art.
not a Moggy, but Ozus.
I think that I really like these combos that utilize a vanilla 3k and turn it into something a lot more powerful, but I just don't know
this
how I feel
doesn't even
about this
come
one.
close to healing.
And
because-
like, especially considering green in the set already has so many good ways to Amagi or look at 4 cards as it is.
I mean, yeah, there's literally true.
I don't think it's really worth
there's
it.
literally true on play Akatsuki's in Fate. There's
Like,
no
I don't think it's
reason.
bad because it goes with a 3k. I think it's bad because it just
We
doesn't
have
do
other
enough
shit.
to make the 3K worth it.
Yeah, we just have other shit.
And it gives you multiple encore options because you'll get clock. If you're running this in Ren Archer, you can get clock encore and hand encore.
You have better zeros to run.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Vanilla's eating dead slots.
Yeah, honestly.
I do like how she's sassing me though.
Like how she's
Scorning me.
offering protection. So
I think no, literally reader flavor text. She's probably sassing her own abilities.
Yeah.
This can't possibly be everything, can it? Oh, there's self-aware. I love
damn.
Bushy Road. I love Bushy Road.
All right, next card.
At me. Pair of Swords Archer. If you have 2 or more other characters with Ren or Archer in its card name, it gets 15 and encore. And it has Twin Drive as well.
It's a 1/1 though.
It's a 1/1 with Twin Drive that sits at 65. Functionally, this is
165
like
Twin Drive. I'd rather run the backup.
65 Twin Drive.
Again, this would be a lot better with standby, an encoring, double standbying card,
Yeah.
I mean-
but no standby.
I mean, you lose the Twin Drive, but that 1/1 Saber that we talked about earlier, the one that has if
the
you
one
have
that's
2 or more
literally
other master
silica,
servants.
yeah.
Yeah, it's.
This
I
is
mean,
not
that's
quite silica.
Yeah, but it has Twin Drive,
Yeah.
which is literally the only redeeming quality for this. Otherwise, it's basically what trial deck encore fodder.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C just because Twin Drive's busted, but the rest of this card does suck.
C, just because
It's
there are
just-
viable options for it to work with.
Yeah,
D, because I like the backup Twin Drive better.
that's fair. All right, next. Making plans. Rin. All your other heroic spirit with a complex past, the 3/2, get 1,000 power. Why do you need to give a finisher? Okay. All of your characters in front of this card get an extra 1,000 power. Rest this card. Choose one of your other best spirit characters. Give it 1,000 power. Okay, so this is just give 1,000 power everywhere.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah, I don't know. So frontal 1,000 is kind of whatever. Buffing this one card globally is also kind of whatever. But act buff 1,000's pretty good. Like the second 2 effects, I think are fine.
I'd rather run a good level assist, especially considering that the
Yeah.
archer's on attack. You don't even need to get a reverse with the archer.
Yeah, I'll give it a C.
I feel like they overcommitted, but if you do have that archer in middle lane and you somehow for whatever reason happen to have 2 of these in the back row, he's literally sitting at 14.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a one-off if you run that archer. Otherwise, I think it's like pretty fringe. Just run a
whatever.
good level assist.
I'm gonna give it C+.
All right, next.
Sakura's ribbon. Put it in your memory. This card's in your memory.
Spoilers.
Everybody's characters with Sakura in its name get 500 power.
Spoilers.
You guys are ruining this fucking show for me. Seriously.
I've said
Spoilers.
about this.
I'm not a Fate fan anymore. You guys ruined it for me.
I've ruined fate for everyone.
Ruined it for me.
Hurt defenseless anus. Is
Still
right in
don't
front of me.
This is terrible. This is off color.
Yeah, this sucks. It buffs Sakura's, but it's red. Which is
Not even
Yeah.
that good to begin with.
Which is also a spoiler. This is so dumb. This is a spoiler out of 10 for me. No, this sucks. F.
It's not very good. Yeah, even
Off
I mean,
color.
if you're running a Sakura deck, it's not that good.
It's off color. You'd have to be
It's
running
a
Rin
minus.
Sakura
It's
deck.
off color. It doesn't do enough.
Spoilers.
That being said, it also does thin the deck.
I
Hardly.
guess.
Honestly, I'd rather run Kantai and run the whole wedding ring thing.
At least it's cross turn.
You've seen me run that, and it.
The wedding
works.
ring's like pretty good actually. It like does beneficial stuff. I think. What's
A
the
lot
wedding
of-
ring do? It does like
It's-
draws cards or
it's-
something.
It's literally sitting. It gives the middle an additional 1,000. but I use that with a certain combo that literally allows me to globally boost my
Yeah.
board. So
At least this is cross turn. A lot of these events that give power are only on your turn.
Yeah, but this is only Sakura's, and it doesn't plus you when you play it, and it costs 1. This card blows,
Yeah, it's definitely an asset.
even in Sakura decks.
You can't play it. It's red.
Nice minus with your off-color card.
Yeah. Next card.
All right. We got the shadow that engulfs the heroic spirits. Poor Saber looks all beat up here. The 2/1
Gosh.
backup. Choose one of your characters. Wait, is this backup?
Yeah, it's a back.
Wait, it is?
it's a counter event.
Event counter, yeah.
Okay. Choose one of your characters and it gets 1 level to the end of turn. Choose one of your characters and it gets this ability. When it becomes reversed, if the level of your battle opponent is equal to or lower than this card's level, you may tap that character or whatever.
It literally
character.
is a level boosting bomb.
Notably, you can use this aggressively on your turn to level to something and then hit over a bomb or something.
Yeah, it's like
No,
a
you
bomb.
don't hit over. You need to swing under.
Yeah, you swing under. So it's like an anti-change bomb and anti-change backup at the same time.
No, like if they have something that's like destroy. I mean, you're right. You don't want to pump yourself then, but
Yeah, this is like
I don't
a... The fact that it gives your character a level is really weird.
That's the important thing for this card, though.
Yeah, like, I
Because
get how
that
it works.
otherwise this is useless.
Yeah, I get how it works. It's just weird. Like, if played correctly onto a level 2, this is both an anti-change backup and anti-change bomb on one card. Which is interesting, but ultimately, I don't think
it's a bit
good.
too fringe for me.
I'm gonna give it a D+. I think it's interesting profile, but I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
It makes
I
me
think you guys are looking at this the wrong way. I'm actually gonna be aggressively giving this a C plus B minus because there are level 3s that literally say on verse blink to memory. Last shots do that, right?
Uh-huh.
Those burn them, gone. Saikas, same thing.
Yeah, okay.
And I mean, you can reverse on death, which will also clear your lane and force your opponent to either make a choice between encoring or.
Yeah, okay. I see where you're coming from. I'm just not a believer in this profile, especially because it's an event. Events are cloggy.
And that's the big problem. Like, that's part of the reason why I would rate this a little bit higher. I probably would have given this a straight B if it weren't for the fact that it's not searchable.
Yeah. Events are rough if you don't have a lot of support for them. But, all right, I think that's it for red, right? That's all we got?
That's it for red.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz signing off.